The first one is, I said knowledge. Why do I say knowledge? Because you need to know, especially men, you need to know the difference between rulership and headship. Think about it. Rulership is not the same as headship. Rulership is in the marriage, because I feel like a lot of guys, they ended up with problem because they're tripping over authority. They be like, yo, I'm the man. I'm supposed to be the man of this house. I'm the strongest one. I'm the macho man. No, I have to give orders.
Right.
I have to control. No, you're not. It's not about being a ruler. Okay, what I'm trying to say here, you gotta understand that rulership, it's actually you giving order. You don't rule over a spirit being, a human being. She's a spirit being, right? That means she has God's attributes, God's moral. Her abilities has no limit. Her potential has no limit. She's a spirit being. She's just like you. There's nothing, like I always say, there's nothing that makes you man better than your wife. Nothing. She's a spirit being just like you. So you can't rule over a spirit being. Let's read the verse. It talks about how husband will rule over their wife. And then I believe that the mistake with people comes from that verse, when they think that I actually have to rule over my wife. Because ruling is controlling, mastering that person.
Right.
Ruling is commanding that person. You have it doesn't matter how you feel. What I say goes. That's ruling. You don't rule over a human being. Ruling it's domination. You don't dominate a human being. It's a spirit being. You rule over things, animals, domains, territories. That's what you rule over. Right? That's what you have power over. Not your wife. You don't control your wife. And I feel like we don't understand the difference between rulership and headship. Because when God said to the wife, since you ate the fruit, the garden of Eden, yeah. Since you ate the fruit, your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you. That was the result of sin, but it was not the original intent of God for marriage. So people think that even death, it's the situation that exists due to sin.
Right.
It was not the original intent.
It was
the
not
original
the plan.
plan. Yeah, it was not. So you gotta understand the difference. So let's read the verse. It's Genesis 3:16. We can read 13 to 16, but let's just read 16. There you go. Genesis 3:16.
Okay. To the woman he said, I will make your pain in childbearing very severe. With painful labor you will give birth to children.
Time out. Why would a good God want you to be suffering like that? He doesn't want you to be like that. That's not his original plan for you.
Right.
It's just the result of what happens
right.
when you disobey, when you don't listen to him.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not something that you have to take on as a mindset. I gotta rule over my wife. That this is how it's supposed to be. I control this whole thing. It's my thing. No, you're confused, bro. Then you just keep going.
Okay, and it says, where is it? Okay, your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you.
So you understand what I'm saying? When God said it, it was due to what you have done as a man. You disobey my command.
Right.
This is what happened. But the original intent of God is for you to be ahead of your wife.
Right.
Right? When I say headship, it's different than rulership. Rulership, you're a dictator. You're an oppressor. Don't have that oppressive spirit. Right? That's not what God asked you to do. Headship, it's actually a position of authority. that God gave the man, just because the man was formed first, was created first. And then when God created a man, he gave him some instruction, some information, some rules. Don't do this, don't eat this, but what you gotta do actually is to have dominion, to dominate the earth, to rule over the earth, right? Because the man had all this information first, that's the only reason you are the head of your marriage.
Right.
That's the only thing that makes you the head, because you actually had the information first. It's not because you're stronger than your woman. If you think about it, the woman, he's stronger than you, like a man. He's stronger than us. You're stronger than me from the waist down.
Okay.
You're stronger than me. But from the waist up, I'm stronger.
Okay.
What I mean by that is this, because you have the ability to carry the baby, the physical stress. You have the ability to bury them, right?
Right.
From your legs. Us, man, if I have this pain of carrying a child, bro, I'll die. It's impossible. I can't take it.
Right.
Right. So that's why you're stronger than me. But when it comes to the waist up, I'm strong to protect you.
Right.
My strength is for me to protect anyone who attacks you or protect attacks the kids. Right. So us, man, we're made to protect you guys. Our strength is from the waist up. God made it that way. So it doesn't mean that we're stronger than you guys. So we have to be that ruler. We have to basically give you guys command with no love, grace, or wisdom or knowledge. I don't care. What I say goes. You're a dictator. Don't do that. Godly marriage, a husband does not rule over the wife. He actually exercises headship. You give leadership and direction to your wife, and you guys both lead. You guys both rule over the earth, rule over the domain, the territory, rule over your gift, both together. Let's read the verse about headship, because as a man, headship, it's God. And for a woman, her headship is the man. That means the way God lead us, I'm supposed to lead you the same way, with grace, love, wisdom, knowledge. With grace. If there's no grace, there's no love in my leadership, in my headship, you don't gotta do it.
Okay.
I'm not better than you. I'm not your master.
Right.
No. We're in this to fuel, to become one, so we can rule over the earth. Let's read the verse about headship.
Okay.
So let's read 1 Corinthians 11:3. We figure out about headship that I'm talking about.
Okay. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God.
You got it? The head of every woman is a man. Does not mean you rule over your wife. So, we understand that headship as a man means you provide spiritual leadership and direction to your wife as headship. That's all. Doesn't mean you're stronger than her. You're a ruler, or no. And it has nothing to do with that, right? So a man headship, it's actually based on, like I said, knowledge. The knowledge that you have, it gives you the ability to lead. So if you don't have knowledge, right, You're still authorized. You're still a man. It doesn't change you. It doesn't change the fact that you're a man. But if you don't have knowledge, you're not allowed to have authority over your wife, because authority comes with power, with ability. Right? You gotta have the ability to be a man, and that ability that I'm talking about is the knowledge of God.
Okay.
Right? So most men, they don't have that knowledge of God, right? Because when you have the knowledge of God, you actually can run things. You can actually run the family when you have the knowledge of God. Because I believe that you can't have your PhD on whatever, right? But if you don't have God, the knowledge of God, I'm sorry, but you're just a dummy with a PhD. A young guy with the knowledge of God, who believes in God, is more wiser than a 75 years old who doesn't believe in God. I tell you right now. Right? So the knowledge of God qualifies you to be a man, to actually lead, to give spiritual leadership and direction to your family. Because the only thing that makes you actually a head of the house, a head of the wife, is the knowledge that you have from God. It's based on your knowledge. We are both leaders, like I said. Me and her, we're both leaders. Right? We just have different priorities. Right? I decide where to go, and you decide how we're gonna get there. I gotta respect the fact that you decide how to get there, and she gotta respect the fact that I decide where we go, where we're going. Right? So that's what God wants us to be. He wants the man to be the headship of the wife, meaning a spiritual leadership, a spiritual leader, and the one who gives direction, but they lead together, but we rule together, me and you. So you got to understand that difference between a ruler and headship. Headship, it's leadership. It's not rulership. Ruler is the result of sin. It's the situation that we have because we sin. It's just like death.
Right.
Death is the situation that we have because the man sinned.
Right.
But when it comes to God, you got to understand the real knowledge. You got to have the real understanding, the original intent of God. You got to understand that. It's not the result of sin that you need to apply in your life, but you got to apply the original intent of God for your marriage. For you, man, is to be a leader. It's to be that spiritual leader who gives direction. You better have directions in your head. You better have the knowledge, the revelation, the insights of God.
Right.
Right? So you can transfer that to your wife. So you guys with that union can actually rule together because you have that authority. You have that ability that God gave you already. So we understand the difference between rulership and headship.